So since 91 is kind of new to me, not exactly sure how it all fits in, I just thought I'd look up 91 and see if there was anything I could find with it or whatever. One of the most interesting things that I found here was that it's the atomic number of protactinium, and interesting that the symbol is literally PA, like the same, like Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is PA. I mean, everything has just been coded to Pennsylvania. Even if you put it in gematria, it's 60, just like all these other 60s that I've mentioned in the previous part of this. Also, the Harrisburg, South Dakota shooting I talked about, I just realized that their sports name or whatever is the Tigers, their mascot. Harrisburg Tigers even adds up to 91. So also, 19, for starters, I always just do this. So 19 and 91, they're the mirrors. So you're going to see probably 19 and 91 together a lot. Just because they're mirrors. Well, the word 19 in gematria adds up to 41. Like I said, 4-1 is the 91st day of the year even. Even the word Amtrak. Amtrak, well, I spelled it wrong. Amtrak adds up to 19. This Philadelphia train was an Amtrak. The Vermont train was an Amtrak. So then I always take a look at prime numbers. Let's go to prime numbers here. I know 19th is 67. I'll talk about that in a second. The 19th prime is 67. The 8th prime is 19. 191 is the 43rd prime. Interesting. There's a ton of 43 coding. Obama is the 43rd person to be president, but the 44th president. 43 and 34 are surrounded by Moses and Abraham Lincoln, which I've mentioned over and over in my Nebraska videos, especially them ones at least. What's the 91st prime? Just want to point them all out, see if we start seeing them eventually. So the 91st prime is 467. No idea. Who knows? It's 91 prime. 91's not a prime. But 919 is another number that's sort of like 91 and 19. And then it looks like the 157th prime. Interesting, because I have seen 157 tons of times. Here's just a few of them I pulled up. This is all Nebraska stuff. Tom Osborne, 157. Brooke Behringer. Rigged Sports. Even United States. 157 written out adds up to 239. And this is the 239th year of the United States. I'll actually get a little bit more into that in a little bit here. But Mississippi is 157. You had the Delta State shooting in Mississippi. Monetta, Virginia, 157. I guess you can read a few of them here. But going to move on. So anyway, the 19th prime is 67. And this one just stuck out to me because a long time ago I talked about Space Jam and whatnot, and how it ties in with Bill Murray and a ton of other things. A few things that I had noticed about 67 really quick was that the word 67 adds up to 45 and 162. 45 I talked about a ton of times. There's Cubs is 45, Miami's 45, tons of 45s dealing with Back to the Future and the Curse of the Billy Goat and all that. But 162, literally, Major League Baseball adds up to 162. They play 162 regular season games. Even the Herbie guy, his name adds up to 67. CC Sabathia, 33 Sabathia, 67. Lee Harvey Oswald, 67. This is where the Cubs play, West Addison Street, actually 1060, kind of like the 106. But even before I get into that, I would just point out too, World War II started on 9-1 and ended on 9-2 of 45. So, and then Germany ended up surrendering on 5-8. We've talked about both of these numbers over and over this year. I just literally started seeing 9-1. And 239 is also deals with plutonium 239. Plutonium is the gas and the DeLorean or whatever. but they also called plutonium-239. They called it 49 during the Manhattan Project, and that's what the second bomb on 8/9, right before World War II happened, was used with, was plutonium-239. So, interesting. Anyway, like I said, it all ties back into Lupercalia and Valentine's Day. I had this video from a really long time ago, or like a year ago, or not even, but anyway. Bill Murray tweeted, "You could give me 67 years to do something, and I wouldn't do it until the night before." And that was on January 9th, so 1/9, and then he says, "You can give me 67 years to do something." No, the reason that was interesting is because Bill Murray isn't even 67 years old. So why write 67 on 1/9? Because 19, the 19th prime is 67. I guarantee that's why he did it. And he's in Space Jam. And Space Jam, like I said, they even show the 923 on the wall when they go to get Michael Jordan's shorts. They have his jerseys, and it's 9 and 23. Michael Jordan was number 9 on the Dream Team. He wore number 9, or number 23 for 9 seasons before he retired on 10/6. 10/6 and 9/23 are even the same day, Gregorian and Julian. But Bill Murray wears number 22, and a lot of this ties into 9/22, the day that Pope Francis came to America. Michael Jordan was born on 2/17, and if you add 217 days to that, it's 9/22. In the Space Jam game, 9 tunes get hurt, and then they bring in Bill Murray wearing number 22. And in Space Jam, the score is literally 77-67, and then no time goes off the clock, nothing, and then all of a sudden the score magically changes to 77 to 76. 76. But what's interesting too is that 77 plus 67 then is literally 144, a number that we've talked about over and over and over. Michael Jordan even scored 44 points in this game. We've talked about April 4th, like 4-4 adds up to 144. The word 44 written out adds up to 144. There's been all this Moses coding. It ties in with the 12 tribes of Israel. The 12 and 12 is 144. I think even Mark of the Beast adds up to 144. And then, yeah, I mean, it's been a super significant number. It all ties in with the 8/9 that I've talked about, and Queen Elizabeth is 89 years old this year. It's even the day that Abraham Lincoln was shot. He was shot on 14-4, and then he died 9 hours and 9 minutes later. And that just sticks out because September 23rd is literally, there's 99 days left until the end of the year. Its mirror day is 4/9, like 49, the 99th day of the year. This Umpqua Community College shooting, the guy fatally shot 9 people and 9 were injured. Originally it was the 33 or whatever, but now it's 9 people and 9 injured, 9/9. Remember the Charleston church shooting where he supposedly shot 9 people, and then 9 days later Obama gave a eulogy on it? And if Obama is assassinated, he will be the 9th president to die in office. Also, Queen Elizabeth, this year on 9/9, became the longest reigning British monarch / English monarch of all time. 9/9 even is the 252nd day of the year, with 113 left. That all ties into Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan adds up to 113, just like Kobe Bryant. I mean, ridiculous. And the reason all of the Space Jam is so significant is because this year on the NBA All-Star Weekend that went through February 13th through the 15th, just like Lupercalia, this guy who is now he was a teen wolf at the time, because he was only 19, but he won the rookie sophomore game. It's not called that anymore. I can't think of what it's called right now, but he was the MVP of that. A fellow teammate, whose name even sounds like Loving, like Lovine, he won the slam dunk contest, and he was a teen wolf. And he did the Space Jam dunk. And then literally Russell Westbrook won the NBA All-Star Game MVP. And I can't even spell. But what's interesting about that is he's number 0. All the Monstars in Space Jam were number 0s. He had like his best season of all time. A bunch of triple doubles, which is the 2-2-2. And literally, so he played college for UCLA. This guy played college for UCLA. Also, you had Kevin Love, who was supposedly hurt or whatever. He was a monster too, number 0, Kevin Love. He played at UCLA. And on Valentine's Day this year, a guy named Kevin Looney was the best player on the team for UCLA on the Valentine's Day game. So, I mean, on Valentine's Day, Looney is the best player of the team. He also had Denzel Valentine, who played for Michigan State, who's also born on the November 16th I talked about before, like the 1611 in the King James Bible. But he made the game winner on Valentine's Day. He's even number 45 Valentines, just like what Michael Jordan came back out of retirement wearing 45 for 22 games, and on the 23rd game he switched back to number 23. Interestingly enough, even though in the UFC fight you had Benson Henderson that day, who won the UFC fight. He was also born on November 16th. So anyway, you get the picture. They like foreshadowed Teen Wolf and Space Jam like crazy. You can go back and watch my old videos if you want to get a little more sense of it. But it all makes sense because Obama is from Chicago. Bill Murray is from Chicago. Michael Jordan is known for Chicago. Michael Jordan also owns the Charlotte Hornets, and he's 52 years old. Princess Charlotte was born on 5/2 this year. Abraham Lincoln is from Chicago, or from Illinois. Also, like I said, Obama, the Cubs. Chicago is even on 41 degrees north, which is interesting. I talked about the 91s and the 41s. Also, Bill Murray was in Ghostbusters 2, and if you remember in Ghostbusters 2, the one psychic lady says that the aliens abducted her and said the end of the world will be on Valentine's Day of 2016. And another thing tying it to the Cubs is literally that Michael Jordan quit basketball to go play baseball. So I know that might sound ridiculous, but why else would he quit? They say it's because of his dad died. His dad died on the first day of the dog days of summer, which ties into Sirius. So literally, Sirius, the dog star, same day Michael Jordan's dad died. The Bulls, even their theme song is literally called Sirius. It's literally on this album, the dun 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 dun. Eye in the Sky by the Alan Parsons Project. Literally even mentions it here. Sirius is what it's called, the song. Track 11, Chicago Bulls. Interesting, I never noticed this before. It's also used for the Nebraska Cornhuskers football team. Even the Kansas City Chiefs, also used during its kickoffs, during the Marty Schottenheimer era. Both of these teams are the fans are the Sea of Red that ties into Moses. Michael Jordan also retired on 10/6, like I said, which also happens to be 85 days after his dad's death. Another interesting thing is Zach LaVine, then, he did the Space Jam dunk. He's number 8 for the Minnesota Timberwolves, and Andrew Wiggins is number 22, so an 8-22. So on July 4th this year was the 239th year of the United States. And if you take July 4th and you go to 228, kind of like 22 and 8, it's 239 days away. Also, 228 is the same as 215 on the Julian calendar. That's the last day of Lupercalia. It's also the mirror of 512, like the Philadelphia train wreck. Also, actually, 8/2 was the day when the Declaration of Independence was actually signed. And 8/2 to 3/28, which is the 88th day of the year next year, is 239 days. Also, 8/2 to 11/16, like I said, 16/11, like King James Bible and all that, is 106 days. So, I mean, this day, who knows? seems to be pretty significant, but running out of time, so just have a great night.